Something strange is happening in the world of artificial intelligence right now. Every single week, new breakthroughs appear that push the technology further than most people thought possible. Machines are learning faster, robots are becoming more capable, and the competition between the biggest tech companies on Earth is starting to look like a full-scale technological race. And this week may have been one of the most important weeks yet, because several major developments in artificial intelligence and robotics happened almost at the same time. And when you put them all together, they reveal something much bigger. The future of AI may be arriving faster than anyone expected. Let's start with one of the most talked about areas in technology right now, humanoid robots. For decades, engineers have been trying to build robots that can move and work the way humans do. But building a machine that can walk, balance, and interact with objects in the real world is incredibly difficult. Humans make it look easy, but behind every simple movement is a complex system of muscles, reflexes, and balance. Recreating that with machines has taken years of research. But recently, things started to accelerate. One company leading this race is Tesla. Tesla's humanoid robot project, known as Optimus, has been improving quickly. The idea behind the robot is simple but powerful. Create a machine that can perform repetitive physical tasks that humans currently do every day. Factories, warehouses, and logistics centers are full of jobs that require lifting, sorting, and moving objects over and over again. These tasks are physically demanding and sometimes dangerous. Tesla believes humanoid robots could eventually take over many of these jobs. Early versions of the Optimus robot were slow and limited. But newer demonstrations show the robot walking more smoothly, picking up objects, and performing basic workplace tasks. The long-term goal is to build a robot that can operate in environments designed for humans. Instead of redesigning factories for robots, Tesla wants robots that can function inside the same spaces humans already use. But Tesla is far from the only company pursuing this future. Another robotics company attracting a lot of attention recently is Figure AI. Figure AI is developing humanoid robots specifically designed for industrial environments. Their robot, called Figure 01, is built to perform tasks in warehouses and factories. What makes Figure's robot especially interesting is the way it integrates artificial intelligence into its design. Instead of relying only on traditional programming, the robot uses AI systems to understand objects and follow instructions. This means workers could potentially give the robot simple commands, and the machine could interpret what needs to be done. For example, a worker might say something like, "Move those boxes to the other side of the room," and the robot could understand the instruction. This ability to interpret language is one of the most important developments in robotics. Traditional robots are extremely precise, but they are limited. They follow strict instructions and struggle when something unexpected happens. AI-powered robots are different. They can adapt to changes in their environment. They can identify objects that were not specifically programmed into their system. And they can adjust their movements based on new information. This flexibility could make humanoid robots much more useful in real workplaces. But the progress in robotics doesn't stop there. Another company that has been pushing the limits of robotic movement for years is Boston Dynamics. Their humanoid robot Atlas became famous for performing movements that once seemed impossible for machines. Videos of Atlas running, jumping, and performing backflips spread across the internet, showing how far robotics technology has come. But those demonstrations were not just entertainment. They proved something important. Robots can move dynamically and maintain balance even in complex environments. This ability to move through the world like humans opens the door to countless new possibilities. Robots could navigate construction sites, warehouses, and other environments that were previously too unpredictable for machines. And that brings us to another major development happening in the AI world this week. The intelligence powering these robots is improving dramatically. Artificial intelligence models are becoming better at understanding language, interpreting images, and making decisions. One of the companies leading this progress is OpenAI. OpenAI has been developing increasingly powerful AI systems capable of analyzing complex information and generating human-like responses. These models are not just useful for conversation or writing. They are also being integrated into robotic systems. When an AI model can interpret language and understand visual information, it can help control machines in the physical world. This combination of AI and robotics is one of the most exciting areas of technology today, because when machines can both think and act, their capabilities expand dramatically. But there is another company that plays a critical role in this entire ecosystem: Nvidia. While many people associate Nvidia with gaming graphics cards, the company has become one of the most important players in artificial intelligence. Nvidia builds the powerful chips that train and run many of the world's most advanced AI models. Without these specialized processors, modern AI systems would not be possible. And as demand for artificial intelligence continues growing, Nvidia's technology is becoming even more important. The company is now working on hardware and software designed specifically for robotics and AI development. These systems help engineers simulate environments, train AI models, and test robotic behaviors before deploying them in the real world. Simulation is especially important in robotics. Before a robot enters a real workplace, engineers often train it inside a digital environment where millions of scenarios can be tested safely. The robot can practice tasks repeatedly in simulation, learning how to react to different situations. Then, once the system performs reliably in the digital world, it can be transferred to a physical robot. This process dramatically speeds up development. But even with all these technological breakthroughs, there are still major challenges ahead. Building humanoid robots that work reliably in real environments is incredibly complex. Robots must process huge amounts of information in real time. They must balance themselves while walking. They must recognize objects and avoid obstacles. And they must interact safely with humans. All of these capabilities must work together perfectly. If even one system fails, the robot may not function correctly. That's why engineers test these machines so carefully before deploying them. Despite these challenges, the pace of innovation in robotics and AI continues accelerating. Every year, robots become more capable. Every year, AI models become smarter. And every year, more companies join the race to develop the next generation of intelligent machines. Some experts believe humanoid robots could eventually become one of the most important technologies of the century. Imagine factories where robots handle dangerous or repetitive tasks. Imagine warehouses where machines move products efficiently without fatigue. Imagine construction sites where robots assist human workers with heavy lifting. These possibilities could transform industries around the world. But there is also a deeper question behind all of this progress. What happens when machines become capable of performing many types of human work? Throughout history, technological revolutions have always changed the job market. Automation replaced certain agricultural jobs. Industrial machines transformed manufacturing. Computers changed office work. Each wave of technology created new opportunities while also eliminating certain types of labor. Humanoid robots could represent the next wave of automation. Jobs involving repetitive physical tasks may eventually be performed by machines. But many experts believe robots will initially assist humans rather than replace them entirely. Humans remain far better at creative thinking, complex decision-making, and adapting to unusual situations. Robots excel at repetition and precision. In many industries, the future may involve humans and robots working together. Machines handle the physically demanding tasks, while humans focus on planning, supervision, and problem solving. But the direction of technology suggests something important. The boundary between human abilities and machine capabilities is slowly shifting. Machines that once required constant supervision are becoming more autonomous. AI systems that once struggled with simple tasks are now capable of analyzing enormous amounts of data. And robots that once barely moved are now learning to walk, carry objects, and interact with their environments. All of these developments point toward a future where intelligent machines play a much larger role in society. And that future may be closer than most people realize. Because the breakthroughs happening today are not isolated events. They are part of a much larger transformation. A transformation driven by advances in computing power, artificial intelligence, and robotics engineering. Companies across the world are competing to lead this technological revolution. Some are building smarter AI models. Others are designing more capable robots. And many are combining both technologies to create machines that can think and act. This competition is pushing innovation forward at an incredible speed. Every breakthrough leads to another. Every new capability unlocks new possibilities, and the technology continues improving. The robots we see today may only be the early prototypes of what is coming next. Future machines may be stronger, faster, and far more intelligent. They may work alongside humans in ways that seem impossible today. Or they may transform entire industries that rely on physical labor. Right now, we are witnessing the early stages of this transformation. The experiments, the prototypes, the first real-world deployments. But as history has shown many times, once technology reaches a certain point, progress can accelerate rapidly. What begins as experimental machines in research labs can quickly become tools used across entire industries. The question is no longer whether intelligent robots will exist. They already do. The real question is how quickly they will become part of everyday life. Will it take decades before humanoid robots become common in workplaces? Or could it happen within the next 10 years? No one knows for sure. But one thing is clear. The race to build the future of artificial intelligence and robotics has already begun. And every week, the technology moves forward. Which means the next breakthrough may be just around the corner.